I literally have just gotten home from work. I literally just plonked myself down on this desk and I immediately hit record because we need to go over the trades that I did not take last night because I didn't take any trades. There's no trade day again. But I did look at some demo opportunities. I didn't see. I was about to take a trade on gold, guys. I was about to take buys on gold. I had someone in my TikTok comments actually say they took the buys on gold, and I was like, yeah, okay. I saw that as well. I saw it, but I did not get caught out because I was patient. I waited for my entry. And I mean, the entry might have looked good on their end, but for my end, the entry wasn't hitting my spot. So I had to be super patient and wait for that to play out. And it didn't end up giving me my entry. So I'm really, really excited to show you guys why I'm so tedious with my trades. Because obviously, like, yeah, I could have taken entries before and yada, yada, yada. But I don't know. I like the setups that I wait for because it is such high probability, but I'm also liking the idea of like ranking different setups. But anyway, we're gonna start on Nasdaq because I have entered a demo trade on Nasdaq. So we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna start on the 1 hour, the 4 hour, sorry, because it'd be a lot easier. I'm just gonna zoom out and we're just gonna look at this overall move right here. So obviously it's broken out of this resistance here. This is a 2 touch point resistance. It broke out here, it gapped up. So I knew that this was going to be an area where price was most likely going to gravitate towards the fill. And to that filling here, I took shorts around about this area. And I think I took them like here. And yeah, and then it's pushed down again and then it's gapped up. It never broke this high here. So I was like, okay, we're most likely going to be looking for shorts. We've got a head and shoulder pattern here. And yeah, and then price broke through that. It displaced through that support zone, and I was like, okay, like interesting. That's a very strong area of support, but then it's also made this gap here. Not a very strong. That's a very strong push, a very strong indication. I was a little bit skeptical entering in here simply because, it was such a big move, and I thought that price would have to rebalance at some point, and yeah, and then I saw that, it came below this level, and I was like, okay, well, this is my strategy at the end of the day. They're like, it was my strategy. Anyway, I saw this. Sorry, I'll just keep talking about, like, the actual overall, like, the 1 hour. So, anyway, we had this indication correction, which didn't break above this high. We had this head and shoulders here. We saw there was a push down below this support level, so it broke this level of buyers. It came back to this level, and then it filled that gap, and that's when I entered in when I got below here. And I felt confident not waiting for, price to do a pullback around here because we had broken through this level of buyers and then we had broken past here too. And I was like, okay, sellers are pretty strong. This is a very clear area to target. And that's where I've got my take profit. I've got it at the candle closes. So yeah, anyway, when we zoom in, we can see that this big push down, it did have a retrace on the 15 minutes. So, it did an indication, correction, continuation. And yeah, and then it obviously broke this low here. So I was like, okay, we're breaking lows. We've done a retrace. Even though it was a big push, we still retraced back to that level. And then that's when I was like, okay, I feel comfortable getting in. Obviously, price looks a little bit choppy when I entered because I entered around here. But I was like, you know what? It's okay. And I'm not 100% sure if this trade is going to play out because obviously it is targeting quite a bigger move. This is a move from a few days ago, so I'll zoom out again. We are obviously targeting a 1 hour low from what's that, 1, 2, 3 days ago, 4 days ago. And yeah, it's the fourth day. I'm waiting on that high time frame setup. It's definitely a little bit more risky, but I saw that price broke through here. It's broken through here. It's had really, really strong selling pressure. And yeah, anyway. And then to look at this example here, we can see that we've also got a 1 to 1.7. So let's see where the 1 to 1 is. Okay, this is where we would have taken partials at this level here. I'm gonna note that out. So this is where we would have taken partials, and then we targeted this overall level. And the partials at a 1 to 1 basically means that it's going to be a risk-free trade without having to move my stop loss. So I'm not changing anything. I'm just making it a risk-free trade. And I know that some people don't like doing that. I don't like moving my stop loss because that's not really, like, I don't feel like that's the right way to go about it. But I'm definitely happy taking out 50% of the position out of 1 to 1, and that is pretty much break even. So it's a free trade. And the reason why, like, sometimes I feel like I would feel more confident targeting the full level without taking partials if it was a whole move in New York session. Like, if I was just doing this move right here, then and targeting down here, I would just take my position out at the target. Like, it could have looked something like this, but for me, because I'm picky, I would have wanted the stop loss to be at these highs. But anyway, I'm not talking about that because I didn't take that move, but because it was towards the end of New York session and it's run into the next day in Asia session, I would take out the 50% out of 1-to-1 because I don't know what in New York, I don't know what London session is going to do. But yeah, the reason why I didn't enter here is because we obviously have this level of buys here, but it's not below this momentum level, and I didn't know if it was going to kind of tap into this gap and then just reject or anything. Like, yeah, I don't know. I just didn't feel comfortable entering there, and I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I waited for this because this was my overall bias, my overall trade that I wanted to see play out. So we'll see if it ends up playing out. Unfortunately, it's not closed yet, but I mean, I don't really mind that it's not closed, but yeah, that was the move on NASDAQ. Pretty happy with this trade, to be honest. Obviously, again, it's on demo, and for anyone who is new, who I've not explained this to, because I've had a few people be like, you should stop trading demo, blah, 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 blah. But they don't actually realize that I trade live or gold. So if anyone is new here, I'm trading NASDAQ demo. This is my second week now. Yes, this is my second week trading NASDAQ. I'm trying to see what my statistics look like overall on NASDAQ and if I can be profitable on NASDAQ. And then I'm going to shift it into live markets. I'm understanding the way it moves. I'm understanding what sessions to trade it in. I'm understanding, the fake outs and stuff like that. So I'm kind of learning to understand the way NASDAQ moves as an instrument. And I'm kind of just taking this 1 month period to demo trade, paper trade NASDAQ and see how I go. Because I could just take some random losses that are really just stupid because I'm not used to the way it moves. But now I know the way it moves, and now I know where I can and cannot enter. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way it's been so far. I think I've had 1 loss and 3 wins. Don't quote me on that. I'm gonna do a spreadsheet to analyze it because it's not in my trade zeller. So I'm gonna do a spreadsheet. And I'm going to, look at the wins and losses that I've taken through that. Or maybe even just a Google Doc. I'm not sure. But, yeah, and that's going to determine whether or not I shift on NASDAQ I shift the trading NASDAQ on a live account or keep demo trading it until I'm more comfortable. But yeah, let's go to gold, the one that I actually live trade. I did take a few demos the other day because I was playing around with some ideas that I had. And I was playing around in Asia session. I was playing around in London, in New York session as well. And just kind of seeing what was going on. Obviously, you can see that price shot through my stop loss, but I didn't enter this trade because it didn't hit my entry, which you can actually see on the chart, which is crazy. But anyway, we'll zoom out so everyone can get some context. We hit all-time highs. We had a double top of the all-time highs, resistance here, and then we ended up selling off. We sold off down to here. Starts correcting. We've broken above this high, and I mean, yeah. That's it. So, I saw a few things yesterday, and even when I was doing my morning analysis, I saw them as well. I was like, okay, price is either going to do an ICC here, or it's going to do an ICC and correct down to this level here, and then push up, or it can do none of those. It doesn't have to do it doesn't have to do what I say, but that was just what I was looking for, because we obviously had this displacement up, which pushed past those levels, which started this kind of bullish move. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, anyway, and then we got this indication here, this little correction, and then I took this as a new indication, correction, and then there was bullish movement here, bullish market structure to do a continuation, and then I was waiting for price to do a 5-minute or 15-minute candle close above this level. It never ended up doing that, and then it just dumped, and Lord was I happy when I saw that, because I was on my phone trading as well. I was trading on my phone and charting it up on my phone. I was like, oh, I want to enter. I want to enter. And then I didn't. Because it was just before because one thing about me is I go to sleep at 12:30 at night, 12:30 yeah, 12:30 at night, even though I have work the next day. I'll go to sleep at 12:30 because that will give me time to trade New York session in Australia. And yeah, I have to stay up really late to trade the AM session. So sometimes I'll see setups and I want to take them before I go to bed, and then, take them and just turn my phone off and go to sleep. But it's not always the smartest thing to do, um, in my opinion, and it can make me really, really impatient. So I've learned that I'm better off just going to sleep instead of like waiting for a setup and like trying to force an entry or force an early entry, for example. So for this move, I had really good psychology because it was very clear that there was like bullish movement, and yeah, I don't know, but yeah, obviously it's what's it called? It's recovered from that big dump that it had, and it looks like it's moving up. It's formed a higher low here with this. I can't remember what shape candle this is called, but you can see that this is obviously a very bullish strength candle. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more because we're not doing a morning analysis, so I don't want to talk about what it's doing now. I want to talk about what I saw and what told me not to enter into a trade. And I was so happy that I did. I basically saw, price got below this level where price originally made an indication off of. And I guess some things that I can take away from this lower time frame movement, maybe we'll move to the 15-minute and then we'll move to the 5-minute just so we can get, a simple reading of price. Um, what I could have taken is, price didn't really have that crazy of an impulse until it broke above here. So I could have even waited until price broke above this level, which would have given me awful RR. So this was the original indication level, but at the same time, this is where the real momentum comes in. So I would have wanted to see price continue to break past here and close above here before I went to sleep. But either way, once I'm in the trade, I'm in the trade. Like, it is what it is. But yeah, the momentum didn't really kick in until here because you can see price broke out of here. It bought up, it came below, it bought up, it came below, and then it bought up. It met a little bit of resistance here, a little bit of indecision, and then it bought up. And then that's when we got that real bullish movement. So this is where the momentum actually started. It wasn't just the momentum level. But yeah, that's the high that we're working off because we had that big push up to this high. And yeah, this was obviously a very strong area of resistance because, we've got one touch point, one touch point, one touch point. We've got this touch point where price is kind of chopping just around this area. And then we've got obviously another very sharp touch point here, which we can use in future. So that's a very strong area of resistance. So I really wanted to see a candle close above there. And then moving on to the 5 minutes, I think the 5 minutes did look a little bit clearer when we're looking at lower time frame market structure. So we had this high made, this higher low made, which is where I was like, this is interesting. This is making a move that I could potentially take. And then I kept seeing these like dojis, not dojis, shooting hammerhead, shooting stars, whatever you want to call it. I was seeing all of these at the lows. So we had this one with a strong wick here, this one with a long wick, this one with a long wick, this indecision, all near the lows here. So I was like, okay, price does look like it's moving up. So we got this high, we got this higher low, we got this higher high, we got this higher low, and then we failed to make a new high. We broke a low, we failed to make a new high. We kind of chopped around and then we dumped. So I was a little bit like, from looking at this, I think it was around about here, where I was like, nah, I'm not taking this. Because we never ended up closing, and I would have wanted to just see, something like this. Obviously, you're not going to always see what you want to see, but that's what I would have wanted to see because that's very strong, very clear. It's like the trade is screaming at me to take it. But for this one, it was very risky if you were to take a trade based off of that small amount of structure, especially because we did have quite a strong push up, and I did think that price could potentially retrace down to this level, but I also didn't want to just, I didn't want to be lazy because I feel like it's very hard to kind of reframe your mind when it comes to trading, because taking a small amount of trades is not being lazy, it's being smart. For some people, they might perceive it as being lazy, but at the end of the day, it's kind of being more smart than anything, because you're waiting for the market to present you the right opportunity to take, an opportunity that you feel comfortable in, confident in, and that you have back tested and vetted as something that works consistently. But yeah, that's just my opinion. take it as you want. But yeah, let's journal my trades. What was it? It was Thursday yesterday, so we're on the right page. I'm actually really proud of how I handled yesterday. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really proud of how I did it. That just the fact that I stayed out of that gold trade, honestly, I'm really happy with that. Because I don't know, one month into trading me, you guys can go back and look at that version of me, because obviously I documented everything, and it's so crazy that I get to say that, because one day I'm going to be super successful in my dream apartment. I'm going to be like, 3 months into trading me wouldn't have acted like this, and I'm currently like 4 months now, I'm pretty sure, into it. So yeah, that makes me really happy. But yeah, if you guys want to see how silly I was with my trading, then please go ahead. The first month was unprofitable, so we lived and we learned, and now 4 months in, I learned from those mistakes. I took a trade in my first month. I'm pretty sure it was my first month. It might have been my second month. Second month was profitable, but I was skimming profitability. But we were green overall, which is good, because it means that I had some good lessons and some good wins and losses. I don't know how to describe it. Like, I got lessons on like the good and the bad, if that makes sense. But yeah, I took a trade where I had just basically, it hadn't exactly met my setup, but I was like, you know what, whatever, let me take this trade, because that way I'll go to sleep and it'll probably hit my take profit. I woke up and I was down. I can't even remember how much. It wouldn't have been crazy, because I'm risking like a smart amount, and I'm risking in accordance with how much I'm willing to lose. So it wasn't like, my heart was dropping, it was the end of the world. It was just 1R. But yeah, I woke up and I was just like annoyed at myself first thing in the morning. So yeah, I definitely know not to do that again. But anyway, I'm rambling now. We had a bullish ICC. Entry wasn't hit, just missed a loss. No candle close above level, so no entry. No trade was taken. Nasdaq, we had a bearish ICC setup. The market was very clear. We got lows broken. We risked, obviously, a demo. But if we were to be trading it live, I'd still be risking 1%. It's not applicable. It's not closed yet. Our multiple, we haven't taken any R's yet. We've got 50 partials at a 1-to-1. Yeah, I think taking 50% out of my position at a 1-to-1 is probably my favorite thing about trading, especially when I'm trading like low RR. I get people that are like, oh, I wouldn't take 50% out if I'm targeting a 1-to-4. If you target high RR, I would not recommend that you take partials, because I feel like that messes up your profitability, because I feel like when you're targeting high RR, it's all about not profitability, but yeah, I guess it is profitability. Like, it's all about getting that like one good trade that hits that can make up for the losses, because usually high RR is lower probability. But at the same time, don't quote me. It's just what I've heard from other experienced traders, and it's just kind of what I've seen from looking at strategies and stuff. But I'm sure there are some like high probability, high RR ones. But because I'm taking, 1-to-2s, 1-to-1s, 1-to-1.5. What's this one? This one's like 1-to-1.12. Like, because I'm taking setups like this where they're very like not crazy RR, like what's this one? 1-to-1.8. I don't feel the need to, I don't know, like, I'm obviously going to make a little bit less than if I had just held the whole position, but I feel like because I'm targeting such low RR, it doesn't have a huge impact on my P&L. Yeah, not as much impact as, taking a loss would have. Like, I'm definitely, I'm good to miss out on a little bit of profit to have that risk-free risk-free trade, and I just think it's so much better than moving your stop loss to break even. Like, so much better. Like, I feel like maybe people's arguments for moving your stop loss to break even being better than taking a position out at a 1-to-1 or taking 50% at a 1-to-1. I guess that argument would be like you get more profit, and I get that, but I don't know. I just feel like moving your stop loss is just basically like you're just giving up on your setup and you don't think it's gonna work. Like, maybe if I saw, my trade going against me, I'd move my stop loss to break even. But because the trade is just going in my favor, I just don't want to have to worry about, the trade. I don't know. Maybe it's bad psychology, but for me, it's what I like. I think it might just be my style of trading. That might just be my thing. But I just think the logic is there. But anyway, you can argue with me on that in the comments. I'm totally open for being wrong, but I don't think I'm going to change it for myself. I just think it's just the smartest thing ever. Like, why would I move my stop loss to break even here? Like, the trade could go against me and then it could continue back below because it's not made a lower high or whatever. Like, do you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm rambling now. I need a coffee. I'm tired. Emotions: calm, patient. Did I follow my plan? Yes, I did. Mistakes noticed? None. Maybe just not doing daily routine. Discipline rating is a 9 because I didn't take that trade on gold. I can't give myself a 10 because I didn't do my progress. I didn't do my notes and I didn't read over my affirmations. Anyway, key takeaways is... Oh, did I? I think the day before... A little scratch. I think the day before I did do my notes. My affirmations. Can't remember. But key takeaways from today would be... patience and preserving capital. What I'll do better tomorrow? The same thing. The same thing. Or maybe read my notes. I'm gonna do that once we get off the once I stop filming the video. I was gonna say once we get off call, but obviously we're not on call. I'm filming a video. So I'm in a little bit of a mood right now. It's Friday. I'm really happy that it's Friday. I get to spend my weekend learning trading, researching, learning, becoming a better trader. It's nothing better. Okay. Oh, this was in the way. Hold on. No. Where is it? There we go. Okay. Okay, that is my trade recap. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I definitely did enjoy filming it. I definitely enjoy reflecting on these days because obviously, I don't know, maybe you're probably like, why are you so happy you didn't take any trades, you didn't make any money? But I literally saved myself from losing 1 hour. I saved myself from being down on the month. Like that is amazing. That is great. That is like the biggest win. Like, I feel like making money is so easy, but choosing to sit out of trades when they give you an entry. I know that it gave me an entry, but choosing to stick to having good habits and seeing those good habits pay off is the most rewarding feeling. Like, honestly, I think to me, it's almost better than having a winning trade because I feel like whenever I have a winning trade, I try and humble myself and try and go, okay, well, you could lose this, so don't go crazy. But when when I avoid a loss, I'm like this is amazing. Like, this is the best feeling because it's like I've reinforced I have good habits. I've reinforced my strategy. I've reinforced me as a trader and like the type of edge that I have, and my edge kind of being more my psychology. Yeah, I don't know, there's no better feeling. But anyway, I'm gonna stop yapping now. Let me know what you think is better. Let me know. I'm actually curious. Do you think that it's better to be, as a beginner trader, do you think it's better to be proud of a winning trade or to be proud of avoiding a loss? Let me know what you think. But I'll speak to you guys later. I'm literally going to be posting a morning analysis video in the next 10 minutes. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.